Now, this ain't gonna be as long as my Until Dawn survival review. Like my survival review of Until Dawn. This is gonna be a bit quick, okay? Because this is a game that cannot be described as much as like games like Until Dawn or Dragon Age Origins, you know? And I'm talking about Abzu. I finished this game just last night, and I just, even with a game that doesn't really have a story to it. I mean, it kind of does, but like through like your own adventure, and you kind of like think about like what's really going on, which I really do like it when video games do that shit, do that type of very subtle shit, very just it's just one of those video games where it tells a story, but in a very subtle way, kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's. It tells a story and backstory a bit, you know. It does it very subtle, you know, and I fucking love Abzu. Now y'all wondering, what is Abzu? Well, I'm pretty sure by now everyone fucking knows who's got a fucking PlayStation 4. Abzu is a game. Well, I don't know if it's for other platforms too. I think it's on PC, but I fucking doubt it's on Xbox One. I don't know. But other than that, Abzu. What this game is basically you are basically traveling down, basically going on an adventure in the deep blue seas. Basically, going all around and activating objects, whatever. Like the game never really tells you what's really going on. You just kind of like, it just tells a story very subtle. It tells it very subtly. It tells it that like very subtle. Like it's kind of like that game Journey, where there's really no dialogue, but you're just having one hell of a journey. I think this game was made by the same guys that made Journey, but who knows? But Abzu is a game where you're swimming around in the deep blue seas. You can collect shit from time to time. You can meditate on fucking statues and see, you know, all these fish and see what kind of fish there are and shit. And I got them, and there was even a point where you can actually see predation while you're meditating, which is really cool to see. And it's really crazy on how many of like these freaking NPCs of fucking fish are all over the screen. And the game has a really unique and very fitting art style to it, which the art style to it is very, very, just very well fits into this game. It really does. And I gotta point out the fucking soundtrack. The soundtrack. Somebody bring me to a fucking music store where I can buy the soundtrack of this game. Because Abzu's soundtrack is beautiful. And it gives off that, I remember the Halo Combat Evolved OST where it's basically audible singing like, oh, that fucking type of music in fucking Halo. The soundtrack in here is just like that, but just, oh my god, just so fucking beautiful the music is. and the environments too are very well done, and you just want to look at every fucking detail because of how just like you're just wanting to like this game wants you to find more. This game wants you to fucking, get more, find out. Shut the hell up! Seriously. But I do. This game just wants you to keep on going, to find new shit. This entire, just to look at all the new environments and each environment gives off its own feeling. Like if you're in a fucking dark area, it's gonna feel so suspenseful because you never know what's gonna pop at you. Because there's a point in the game where a freaking shark is just straight up comes up and destroys your fucking robot. And this is like in a pretty mid-dark area or around that. And what's really cool about this is that, and like I said before about that is like when you're like in a dark area, it will feel suspenseful. But if you're in like a really wide and lighted area, it feels so damn nice. And you just want to look fucking everywhere. You want to explore more because the game just gives you that feeling that you want to explore. You're an adventurer. It's just an amazing game. There's no fucking denying about it. And yes, the game, like I said before, it does tell a story very, very subtle. But I feel like it does tell it more when it gets like right around the end of the game. Because right around the end of the game where you whatever, really. I ain't gonna spoil anything because the game is pretty short. It's like around like 5 hours long. But I feel like it definitely is worth that 5 hours because I feel like any longer the game would have felt a bit dragged out. I kind of felt like a bit of it was a bit dragged out a bit when you finally get the fucking walk, get the fucking walk like on freaking stuff. Like I felt that was I felt like it was a bit getting a bit too long. I thought it was, but so I'm pretty sure like if it was longer, it wouldn't have like gotten the same score as I wanted it to be. I felt like it would have been really dragged out. It was like a really longer game, but Abzu. What can I say about it? It's a great game to just go out and explore on what the deep blue seas has to offer. The ocean. Like you're gonna find every fucking thing you can think of. Literally. You can literally find any fucking fish you can possibly think of immediately from the top of your head. And it's really, and I just love these jet stream things where you're like going very fast and you're like all with all these fishes and you're just, oh my god, you're looking at the environment like, oh my god. Like the game is well known for its look and its soundtrack and its very subtle story. And I think that's what makes the game great. It's definitely the very subtle story it's telling, especially right around the end of the game, where it definitely feels like it's telling the story, but very vaguely, very subtly. Again, this is just how I feel about Abzu. It's just that fucking good. The environments are beautiful. The soundtrack is amazing. And the very subtle story is what keeps you thinking like, what the hell's going on? And you do kind of get the idea of what's really going on right around the end of the game. and just, yeah, and the ending. To be honest, because of this game was so fucking good, I felt like it was gonna have like an abrupt ending or just some sort of shitty ending around the end, you know. But it didn't. It had a very well done ending, and I fucking loved the ending for what it was. And I definitely think it is well worth of one of my favorite games of the fucking year. Like I got like little to no fucking problems with it. It's so damn fun. But is it really worth going back through the game? Well, you could say you can go back to for the trophies, and you can possibly think like, well, I haven't got all the collectibles yet. What about after? Now, I know every game doesn't really have to be replayed over and over again. I mean, probably by the future, like in 10 years, we'll be like, oh shit, it's different this time, yo. You know, like I really want fucking games to be like that. Fucking Grand Theft Auto game where we can actually have our own life. You know, and it's like completely different every time you play. You know, but all I gotta say is Abzu is worthy of a 9 and possibly a 10 out of 10. Like I feel like it does deserve a 10 out of 10 because I got little to no problem with it. Like, but I feel like the game was a bit dragging on a bit, kind of slowing down a bit when it got to you know actually walking. But but other than that, I think I got little to no problem with it. Now, Until Dawn, with Until Dawn, I do got a problem with that I felt very limited. But I still loved it because of my first playthrough and the story and its characters and everything. With Abzu, the only problem I have with it is that it kind of slowed down a bit, you know, and but I still love it for what it is. Now, personally, I don't think it's better than I don't think it's better than Until Dawn, but I still love it for what it is, and and like I just feel like it doesn't really deserve a 10, but I do think it does deserve a 9.5 out of 10. One of my favorite games of the year. It has one of the best endings. A very subtle story. A very subtle story. Where like it'll make a lot more sense of what's really going on once you'll kind of piece it together, you know, basically right around the end of the game where you're actually facing an obstacle that can basically slow your ass down. And when you're finally facing that obstacle that can slow your ass down. Again. And its soundtrack and its fucking just beautiful looking world. Like I couldn't believe what the fuck I was seeing, you know, a lot when I was playing the game. But that's it for Abzu. 9.5 out of 10. I fucking love it. The soundtrack, the freaking game itself is beautiful, and the subtle story. It's fucking amazing. Now, I better get going before I repeat this shit all over again. But Abzu, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like the video if y'all enjoyed it. Subscribe if y'all see more. Comment below what y'all think. If y'all new to the channel, y'all want to see more, be sure to subscribe for more. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see y'all next time. Survivor out.